Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I'm going to see what is inside a Nintendo DS cartridge. So I got given this game. I have really no use for it, and even if I did, I'm not going to be playing word searches and Sudoku type things, but I wanted to see what was actually inside a Nintendo DS cartridge. So before I actually find out what is inside, let's just make sure that the cartridge works. So I'm popping it in my DSi. So there you can see it does work. So you need a sharp object. I'm going to use a knife here, but you need like a knife or a craft knife or a thin screwdriver, and simply around the edges you will see that there is a gap, or where two pieces of plastic are put together. It goes all the way around, stops there, same here on the other side. So you need to just sort of wedge something in. There is a little tiny sort of lip just here, which I'm going to try and get this knife into and see if I can open it. So obviously they're not designed to be open, so it's not going to be massively easy. I've now started to lift that corner, so now I've got an even bigger gap, which I can try and wedge open. Chances are that this will destroy the cartridge, but we'll see. Right, so I seem to have lifted one end. Let's try and go along the top and just try and prise, there we go, try and prise that up. So that's the top now off, and let's just go down the other side and try and take this cartridge apart without too much damage, because I'm sure it's just held in by little clips somewhere. Here we go. On the front, I don't know how the front is held on. Same again, I think, but you've got very careful because you've got the contact grills there. Oh, and it just pops out. There we go. So that's the front of it. That's the back, and you can see where the cartridge grills poke through. And this is it. This is what is inside a DS cartridge. This very tiny little circuit board. I have already done this with a 3DS cartridge. Yet again, that cartridge was useless to me. But this one seems a lot smaller, a lot thinner. But similar thing, so it's got a PCB on here. On the back it says Nintendo, the Nintendo logo. On the front, you've got a couple of chips. That one up there, which I think is what it uses for save data, this little one. I could be wrong. And then a big chip on the front which says NTRTPM, nope, NTRTPWP0. So NTR is the code for a DS. It stands for Nitro. It also says it on the front of the cartridge itself. So each cartridge has its own little code on it. NTRTPWP, and it says UKV. This one says 15, oh no, it says 012. So really, if anyone was just curious as to what is inside a DS cartridge, that is what you get. This little tiny sort of 1-inch PCB with contacts. Now, I've always been curious, could I get this to work in this. So this is my DSi. Now I've got to work out, I think. So when you put the cartridge in, which way do you put a cartridge in? I can't remember. It has to go in a certain way because there is a little lip. Right, so they go facing out, which means the contacts would be facing backwards. So can I put a bare cartridge? Nope. Can I put a bare cartridge? Oh, I've just taken a picture. In my DSi and get it to read it. Oh no, I seem to have just lost the cartridge, or just lost the PCB. The short answer to that is no, and now I can't get it out again. Right, let's get that out of there. So I would go that way. Yeah, let's give that another go. I'm curious. So the contacts must be sort of there. Should. Obviously, doing this, you do risk damaging your DS, but I've always been curious if you can just get that in enough to get the game to register. Nope, nothing on the screen. And now I seem to have it slightly stuck in there. Let's get that out. Right, so it won't. There is a spring load in there which loads the cartridge in and out, and it won't pick it up. But what about if we try and put this cartridge back together? Any people out there that are horrified that I've taken a cartridge apart? What about if we get that? Oh no, it doesn't want to go back together. Oh, here we go, just about. And then I'm going to pop that in. Look at that. It does work. There you go. So, yes, you can take a cartridge apart, and if you were ever curious as to what was inside, that is what you get. But don't try putting this directly in here, because it just will not work. I will give it another try. Make sure I've got it the right way. Maybe I haven't. Oh, I did. So the sockets, the contacts have to face outwards. No, I can't push that in any further, and I do risk damaging the pins on the DS itself. It won't go in. So when you push a normal cartridge in, it clicks. So let's get that out of there. It doesn't seem to have that same so the cartridge on the outside obviously hits some kind of spring, which you don't get if you try and put just this in a DS. But there you go. You can take a DS cartridge apart quite easily. That is what you get inside it. But don't try putting it in one of these, because it won't work. But you can put it back together and it seems absolutely fine. You might need a little bit of a glue on that to keep that back together, because it came apart quite easily the second time. But there you go. Blink, like, subscribe, enjoy.